Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Choda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. I'm going to give you both good news and bad news when it comes to the $600 per week federal unemployment booster. I'm going to cover three things in this video. Number one, exactly where things stand right now in terms of the $600 a week federal unemployment booster, which is a lifeline for individuals and which I believe should be continued past the 31st of July. Number two, I'm going to talk about some encouraging signs from the president. And number three, I'm going to talk about a surprising and a not so good news statement from the US Labor Secretary. Now, before I get into this, I want to be clear. I report on the numbers, I report on the data. Please don't shoot the messenger, because I personally am in favor of extended unemployment benefits, especially for individuals who need it the most. So let's be clear about that. Also, for me, it's not about the red or the blue, it's about the red, white, and blue. So with that being said, let's jump right in and talk about where things stand right now in terms of the extended unemployment benefits. On your screen right now, you'll see a recent article on Yahoo Money where the chief economist of Deutsche Bank, the chief US economist for Deutsche Bank, specifically said it's absolutely critical that the $600 per week unemployment booster, because that's what he's referring to, does not vanish and go away. What we've seen in the past month is retail sales were actually very strong. There's very compelling evidence that was supported by both a stimulus check and unemployment. He's referring to the extended unemployment benefits. Now, you know this. You don't need an economist from Deutsche Bank to tell you that the $600 a week federal booster is essential. It's a lifeline for you. The problem is there is a political gridlock between the Democrats and the Republicans. The Democrats want to expand unemployment benefits, want to extend it for several months, whereas the Republicans want individuals to get back to work, and the Republicans are looking at data that tells them that this is discouraging individuals from going back to work. So here's where the gridlock stands. You'll see this article on your screen that says Congress gears up for battle over existing unemployment benefits. Democrats who champion the policy say it has been a crucial lifeline to millions of Americans who were furloughed or lost jobs as a result of the pandemic. Now, this is a quote from Senate Finance Committee ranking member Ron Wyden. He said, "It would be unconscionable for Republicans to allow supercharged unemployment benefits to expire with the unemployment rate above 11% and 2.3 million new unemployment claims just this past week." Republicans, however, argue that the $600 benefit has at best outlived its usefulness, or at worst has been hampering the recovery all along. And this is what Vice President Mike Pence told CNBC on Thursday. He said, "We have a real concern about creating an unintended incentive for people to stay on the sidelines of the economy." It's just a fancy way of saying he wants people to get back to work. And that $600 plus up in unemployment, many believe, has contributed to that. As you can see, there's a political gridlock between what the House wants, because the House is Democrat controlled, and between what the Senate wants, because the Senate is Republican controlled. Now, what makes this whole situation more complicated is that different states are reacting differently and creating their own regulations about unemployment benefits, especially looking at the joblessness rate in their particular state. Now, this was just reported over the 4th of July holiday weekend on the San Francisco Chronicle's website. And the article says California extends unemployment benefits by 7 more weeks. The article said that jobless Californians could get up to 7 additional weeks of unemployment benefits, bringing the maximum duration to 59 weeks for those on regular state unemployment and 46 weeks for those receiving pandemic unemployment assistance, according to an Employment Development Department announcement on Wednesday. In fact, here's the new release on your screen right here, and you can see it reads, "Additional unemployment insurance benefits now available for long-term unemployed." Now, keep in mind, this is for California. You will have to check with your state about their specific regulations. And this says California employers will also receive some unemployment tax relief. So again, different states are starting to take different measures to try and take care of their residents as best as possible. Now, the encouraging sign, the good news, if you will, is that the president has signaled his support for unemployment benefits. In fact, he was specifically asked in an interview. I did cover that interview elsewhere on this channel, but I will show it to you here in this video just to give you the proper context. But the thing that really bothers me, and the reason I said that there was potentially some bad news in this video, was because the Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia said just recently that he does not think that a $600 a week enhanced unemployment benefits, he doesn't think that's needed going forward. When asked if he supported some sort of a trade-off between the Republicans and the Democrats, he was specifically asked, are you willing to support extended unemployment benefits in exchange for payroll tax cuts when you're negotiating with the Democrats in the House? And he responded by saying he did not think the $600 a week enhanced unemployment benefits are needed going forward. So we're going to contrast both the statements from the President of the United States and the statements from the US Labor Secretary Eugene Scalia. Now, this was a recent interview on the Fox News Sunday website. It was featured on YouTube, and I will link you to the entire interview in the description below. So if you want to check out that interview for yourself, go ahead and do that. The link is in the description. Let's listen to the interview on Fox News Sunday with the Labor Secretary.
In terms of economic growth, President Trump's talking about what he would like from Congress in the next COVID relief package.
Let me start with phase 4 and what might potentially come later this month. Another round of direct payments for individuals. Do you support that at this time?
I do. I support it, but it has to be done properly, and I support actually larger numbers than the Democrats.
Mr. Secretary, do you expect a deal shortly after lawmakers return from the Independence Day holiday?
I think there are going to be a lot of discussions toward the end of the month about what additional measures may be needed. The president moved so swiftly and so effectively to get bipartisan relief with Congress back in March. That was those direct payments. It was the Paycheck Protection Program, which I think has been really an essential part of the recovery we're experiencing right now. And it was also a very substantial unemployment benefit the president put in place in March. So we did a very good job, I think, back in March, positioning ourselves for this reopening. And I think the American people can be confident that the president is going to take a careful look again at what further measures may be needed now.
Speaking of that, the president has also been clear about wanting the payroll tax cut. There's been resistance to that on Capitol Hill, with some Republican senators being pretty blunt and saying they are not in favor. Are you prepared to give Democrats an unemployment insurance extension to get the payroll tax cut?
Well, I think the payroll tax cut could be an important part of, among other things, bringing Americans back to work and fueling job growth in the country. It was the tax cuts, as I mentioned, the president put in place that had a much stronger economy back in February than people were projecting. And I think that we should listen to the president's views on this as we move forward. In terms of the unemployment benefit, it was a really important thing to do as we were shutting our economy down. Americans across the country were basically being told, and we needed to take measures, but they were basically being told, you can't go to work right now. And so we needed that substantial unemployment benefit. But, you know, there's some states where you can get, on an annual basis, $75,000 a year right now on unemployment. And I think as we reopen the economy, I don't know that we need a benefit like that. During the so-called Great Recession 10, 12 years ago, when we had a downturn, the added federal unemployment benefit was $25 a week, and what we did in the CARES Act was $600 a week. So I think this is something we'll get a look at, but I don't think we need that $600 benefit going forward.
So there you have it, everybody. You heard it from the US Labor Secretary that the $600 a week unemployment federal booster is not needed going forward. At the time I'm recording this video, it's scheduled to end on the 31st of July. And that essentially is not very good news. Let's wait and see what happens. There seems to be some momentum between the House and the Senate, but we'll wait and see what happens. But based on what the US Labor Secretary said, that doesn't sound very encouraging. Again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Me personally, I'm hoping that there are extended unemployment benefits, especially for individuals who need it the most. And that's what I've been covering on this channel, because with Ignition Time, my objective is to give you information that will take you to the next level, that will help you not only survive this crisis, but hopefully get to the next level financially. Once all of this is behind us, one day it will be behind us. I upload videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week, so make sure to subscribe to my channel. please click the notifications button so you get instant updates with important videos like this going forward and important breaking news. Also, please click the like button if you learned something new from this video. That really helps me, that helps the YouTube algorithm, and I would really appreciate if you just took 1 second of your time to do that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.